We've got a few people in the lobby that we're letting in. There we go. Anybody doing this call from Tulsa?
No.
No, I don't blame you. The rest of our office is traveling back from Tulsa today, so you're stuck with me again for another third Thursday. But we've got some great presentations lined up for everybody. I'm gonna just give everyone a couple more minutes to hop on real quick, grab your fresh cup of coffee or whatever gets you through the morning. I know Lauren said she doesn't need the coffee. She's just ready to go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Jennifer Stasny. I can't seem to get my camera working, but I'm
Okay,
here.
no problem. Thank you. Y'all excuse my voice also. I just got it back after like 4 days of nothing because of all the pollen and allergies and fun stuff that happens this time of year. So I'll keep my comments brief this morning.
I'll email it to you.
Ugh.
See if that works.
All right. If you're not a presenter this morning, please go ahead and mute real quick. And then we are going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Cassidy Kendrick. I'm the Outreach and Training Coordinator for the Office of Downtown Development. I mentioned earlier, I'm the only staff member on the call this morning from our office. Most people are traveling back from Tulsa at the Main Street Now conference today or this past week. So you're stuck with me again, but I did want to thank all of y'all for being here this morning. I think there's a few DCA regional reps on here also, so thank you for taking the time to hop on, and a few of our partners. There are a couple announcements this morning, and I want to go ahead and plug. Yes, Ramona, you are muted, good to go. I did want to just remind everybody that we do have a training scheduled right now for May 7th in downtown Fayetteville. It is storytelling for Main Street. So it's a Main Street America staff members going to come down and teach us how to effectively communicate our downtown stories to the stakeholders that it matters most. So I can throw the registration link in the chat in a little bit. Or if you've got any other questions about that training coming up, please feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to talk to you about it. We're looking forward to it. It's a one-day training, 9 to 4 in downtown Fayetteville on May 7th. Also, we've got Mike Powell from Main Street America, who's going to do a webinar for us in June. I believe it's the 16th at 2 o'clock. That's a training on the Booms Tracker. So if anybody is using the Booms Tracker and has any questions that they're trying to get resolved with that, or if you have not been using the Booms Tracker for your community and want to start, I definitely encourage you to check that out. It's a free. We do have it registration link on the website. I'll throw that in the chat as well. But I know there's a few people who have asked us for that. We're looking forward to it. So yeah, those are all of the updates from me. Jason, I saw you just put something in the chat, but did you want to give a GDA update real fast?
Well, yeah, just quickly. I mean, we're getting ready to really start focusing on Georgia Downtown Conference. Of course, we have some training opportunities coming up with CDP, so make sure you're signing up for those and applying for the training scholarship, the downtown scholarship, the Adam Edge scholarship. Rome's going to be exciting this year. Our committee, the conference committee is working real hard on that, and I think y'all are going to love it. So just stay tuned to register. Oh, but one last thing. I think we're still accepting applications. If anybody else is on here, they can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think we're still accepting proposals for sessions. So if you have any good success stories or any good systems that will help the entire communities across the state, please get those in and share it. We'd love to have it.
Awesome. I was just about to ask if y'all were still taking education sessions. I put the link to submit those proposals in our newsletter that went out on Monday. So yeah, like Jason said, submit a proposal for the conference. All right. Abigail, did you want to go ahead and give your announcement real quick too?
Yeah, everybody, hi. I just wanted to introduce our new special event coordinator, Catherine Carswell. She is relocating from Macon to join us. So I just wanted to give a shout out, and y'all will all be seeing her soon. And also, hi, Marshall.
I have a little helper today. His birthday is tomorrow, so he's been playing hooky from school. He'll be a big one. So sorry. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started with our presentations. As you know, guys, May is National Preservation Month, and today we've got some presentations from Tybee Island and Eatonton lined up to share some ideas of different activities that you can do in your communities to celebrate Preservation Month. And then I've also got a social media kit that I'm going to share with y'all at the end of the meeting. Just if you don't have time to put an activity together for the month, or I'm sure a bunch of you already have, but we've got some plug and play social media templates that you guys can share weekly. Just post in pictures from your communities to highlight some of the historic buildings or people or events that took place in your community. I'll share that. It's a Canva link. Just pop your pictures in. It's good to go. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to Maggie from Tybee Island, and she's going to tell us about her Preservation Month activities.
Thank you, Cassidy. Again, I'm going to share my screen with y'all. If y'all could just let me know if you see it. Okay.
Yes.
Again, my name is Maggie Wright. I'm the Tybee Island Main Street and DDA coordinator. I'm also the Historic Preservation Commission staff. And for Historic Preservation Month on Tybee Island, we celebrate with a trolley tour of homes. Okay, so the trolley tour of homes started in 2023 as a trolley tour, and it evolved into the trolley tour of homes last year in 2025. We have an attendance of 64 people, and that is just us selling out the trolleys. We had 8 stops featured from the south end to the north end of the island. And our 2 partners involved were the Elite Travel Savannah, which was our trolley company, and the Tybee Island Historical Society. And we had about 30 volunteers, including our homeowners and narrators. While we do it, it supports historic preservation and storytelling. It also showcases unique architecture and coastal character on Tybee Island. It drives visitation to the island, engages our homeowners, nonprofits, and fosters community pride. And of course, it's a fundraiser, and the funds that we raise go towards the restoration of the former Fort Scrubbin Fire Station, which is now home to the Tybee Island Arts Center. Sorry. And event format and guest experience. The trolley tour works really well for Tybee Island. We, of course, have limited public parking, especially during May. We try to really be mindful of parking. It starts picking up out here as a tourist destination. It also helps the event stay on a structured schedule and allows our homeowners to really know when to expect guests in their homes. And guests remain on the same trolley during the duration of the tour, and transportation is, of course, provided between each stop. So the experience feels seamless and guided from start to finish. We had two tours time slots, one in the morning from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then one from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And the attendees spend about 20 minutes in each home, really ranging from about 15 to 30 minutes would be the max. We also incorporate a few drive-by stops like City Hall, the first mayor's home, the Carbo House, and one of our historic inns on the island, just to help showcase some additional properties on Tybee and historic areas without extending the overall tour time. For our check-in process, we have the trolley stationed at the Tybee Island Museum on North Beach. When guests check in, they receive a printed tour booklet that gives a history of each of the stops and just an overview of our tour route, and of course a sticker as their tour credential. And those stickers are provided by the Tybee Island Lighthouse, and it also includes free admission to the lighthouse and museum. So just another perk for the attendees. Our own tour experience. Each trolley is accompanied by a dedicated tour guide who is knowledgeable about Tybee Island's history. They help keep the group on schedule and provide context along the way, sharing background information about each stop before arrival. And then at each stop, the homeowners do also have a chance to speak about their home and just give that personal and authentic element to the experience that our guests really love. And how we make it happen. Of course, securing homes is the biggest part of the event. We partnered with our Historic Preservation Commission to identify homes that are historically significant or just have a unique story to tell. Outreach is very relationship based. Since we are going into someone's home, we really like to make that initial contact by a board member or a staff person who has a close relationship with the homeowner. And then that just has been more successful for us rather than like a cold call. We typically start planning and homeowner outreach about 7 to 8 months in advance, which gave us plenty of time to coordinate schedules, confirm participation, and build the tour route. When working with our homeowners, we focus on showcasing and celebrating their home, creating the experience or keeping the experience structured and respectful of their time, and making sure they know exactly when guests will be arriving and departing, and setting clear expectations for the homeowners. And of course, afterwards, we make sure to really thank them for their hard work and dedication to historic preservation on Tybee and just opening up their homes to 64 strangers. And another part of how we make it happen, transportation coordination. Again, we partner with a local trolley company, which provides the transportation, and this is a key component of the event and helps everything run smoothly. We've had a really good relationship with the trolley company, so it's just worked really great. Scheduling homes, again, board members and staff make the initial contact, and then I, staff, build the full tour schedule, including timing for each stop and overall flow. And this, again, just helps us control the pace of this tour. Volunteer roles. Of course, we all know volunteers are essential to a successful event. We had several roles, including home hosts and docents who are stationed at each property to help guide the guests through the home and support the homeowner and just making sure they're not going in any unpermitted areas. And we also had trolley assistants who ride on the trolley, help with check-in, timing, overall coordination, helping people get on and off the trolley. And then our narrator was a volunteer, and of course our actual homeowners are all volunteers. We also partner with the Historical Society, which just helps add credibility for us and helps strengthen the overall historical storytelling aspect of the tour. They are a great resource for us. And again, they provided free admission to the lighthouse and museum. We are also fortunate to have had several sponsors for the event, including the Tybee Tour Company, the Ballet Theater, one of our short-term vacation rentals, Tybee Shark Tooth Tours, the Tybee Arts Association, and Forever Tybee. We also engaged our local businesses by inviting them to participate in a simple but effective way, and several businesses offered discounts to tour attendees that showed their booklet, and that helped extend the event's impact and drive foot traffic around the island. Marketing and promotion. We took a multi-channel approach for this, focusing on local engagement and regional visibility. We, of course, did social media, posted flyers around the island, and sent out email newsletters. And these 3 channels were really big for our local population, our repeat attendees, and then visitors who are already engaged with Tybee. We also featured a local morning news segment, and that gave us great exposure beyond our immediate audience. And that helped us, of course, reach a new audience, build credibility, and create buzz close to the event. So we did that in April last year, and this, of course, just has a much bigger reach than what we have. And then we also have our billboard, and we utilize our Main Street Billboard program to promote the event. And this helps capture visitors who are traveling to Tybee, and then also regional traffic, just people traveling through Savannah. And this is just a great way to reinforce our digital marketing efforts. And so here's our little financial report. This is just an overview, but our summary is we had $4,040 in gross sales, and that includes our sponsorships and ticket sales. And then our net profit was $2,945.66. And our expenses really were only the trolley and the printed booklets. Opportunities for improvement. So after our event, we held an after-action meeting with volunteers, home hosts, and our board members. And this is some of the things that they gave feedback on. Adjust the timing at stops. Some of them felt rushed and some of them ran long. So just knowing the home a little bit better and knowing how much time guests really will need to navigate through the home. Audience etiquette, setting clear expectations at the start of the tour for respectful listening. You know, we had a few attendees not be respectful of our narrator and talking over them. So more volunteers. As we all know, you can always use some more volunteers. So definitely needed some more home hosts and docents just to keep people respectful of the home. And we also had some opportunities to grow the event and make it bigger to increase our money raised, adding additional trolleys, which is something that we are doing this year, exploring seasonal or themed tours in other parts of the year. Important to reevaluate our revenue versus effort and look for ways to increase engagement and return, and change the event to a different time of the year. And some things that went well. The HPC Education and Promotion Committee worked really, really hard on this project for close to a year. This was, again, 2025 was the first year we did the tour of homes aspect of the trolley tour. So it was new for everybody and was a great learning experience. Our promotional efforts were effective. We sold out of all of our tickets. We received a lot of positive feedback from everyone involved, the attendees, the volunteers, and the homeowners. Our trolley company was amazing to work with. Our narrator did a great job highlighting each stop. And then our online platform that we used for purchasing tickets was amazing as well. And that's all I have for y'all. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take questions, and I can also share our tour route, any of our promotional products, our booklet that the guests were given, and everything. So
Yeah, Maggie, if you want to send me those publications that you have, I can put those in the recap email to everybody. Uh, After the meeting's over, I'll send the recording and all the presentation slides. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I know y'all have done a trolley tour for the past few years, and it made me think of a few communities that I know have their own trolley. So maybe this is something that they could do in future years that would even not incur the expense of having to rent a trolley. Like I know Americus has a trolley, and there's a few others I can't think of off the top of my head, but um, maybe it's something that they could do too. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lauren, you ready?
Sure.
All right.
Let me share my screen here.
Okay.
All right. So I'm Lauren Singleton. I'm the Main Street manager for Eatonton Main Street. And so before I get started, out here in Eatonton, we are a rural community, and so we have some very unstable internet connections here. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that if for some reason I just freeze or stop talking for some reason, just keep calm because it's not you, it's me. So just bear with me if that happens. So what we did for Historic Preservation Month in 2024 was we decided to put our history on display and do some really large window clings. And these adhered to the windows. And so we put them on the vacant buildings around town. We did put them on a couple of buildings that had businesses in them, but for the most part, they were on the vacant buildings around downtown. And as you can see, they were quite large. They were different sizes, but the largest ones were about 3 feet wide by 6 feet tall. So getting started, I downloaded the maps from the Library of Congress. These are the Sanborn fire maps. These are free to download. You just, there's a link there that when Cassidy sends this out, you can just click on the link and it will take you to the search. And all of these Sanborn fire maps are there for all the communities across the country. So you can look at fire maps for your community, you can look at fire maps for someone in California, but all the Sanborn fire maps are there. I want to say the earliest map that I found for Eatonton was probably 1881. And then the latest one that I've been able to find, I want to say was late 30s, early 40s. Sanborn Fire Insurance, they did these maps for all of the towns and communities across the country up until the mid 40s. So what we did was after the maps were downloaded, I wanted to find a community partner to help me out with this because it's always great to have community partners. So I partnered with our CBB, and they were gracious enough to actually help pay for this project because my budget is very small, and so they were able to help me pay for this. After I found a community partner, we determined which buildings would have the maps. And of course, you always have to ask the owners for permission. And then I worked with our director of tourism to design the window clings and then send them to the printer. Now, if you do not have a local printer that will make these large window clings, go to signs.com. That is what we used. Yes, they are out of California, but they were great to work with, very, very fast. And they made the window clings large enough to what we needed. The larger you go, the more expensive the window clings are. We did about 10 window clings, 10 or 11, and the total price was about $1,000. So $100 per window cling, not too bad. But like I said, it's always helped to get a partner, a community partner to help you pay for that. So regarding installation, enlist some volunteers to help you install the maps. Since these were the Sanborn fire maps, we enlisted the the help of our local firefighters to help us install the maps, which was great because these were tall guys and these were large maps, so we were able to get the job done. Schedule a time to install the window clings. It took us about 3 hours to install all 10 of the maps. You have to use, they just don't adhere to the window. You have to use some soapy water, spray down the window first, and then the window cling will adhere to the window. But yeah, it took us about 3 hours. Step 3, promote the maps on social media and in your local newspaper. You will find that people just love walking around looking at these maps and seeing what the town used to look like a long time ago. And then step 4, leave your maps up even after May 31st. Once Historic Preservation Month is over with, leave your maps up because people really do enjoy looking at them. We left our maps up until about Labor Day because in 2024, over the summer, we did have the Georgia Trust expedition come through town. So we wanted to leave that up for the guests expedition to see while they were here in town. But I highly recommend just leaving the maps up until after May 31st because people really did enjoy them. So some things to remember. If you don't want to use maps, that's great. You can use vintage photos. I do have the link on here for the digital vault at Georgia Archives. Just download some of the pictures from there and use those instead of maps. I know some people who've used these Windows clings and put local art on them. So whatever you would like to do, it's just a great way to get people walking around town. Because second thing to remember is spread out the maps because you always want people walking around town. And this is a great way for them to see your town from a different view. Monitor the window clings. If they are placed in a sunny area, they're not going to stay up very long. Like I said, when you install the window clings, you do have to spray it down with some soapy water first. So when it's in the sun for too long, that water will eventually evaporate. So just monitor your window clings while you have them up. And depending on how big your window clings are, you'll need 2 to 3 volunteers per one. As you can see in the picture, that's our tourism director and 2 of the firefighters trying to get the backing off of the window cling so they can hang it. So if you decide to do a whole window, make sure you have enough hand. And that's all I have. It's a very easy project to do. I actually saw this on Facebook somewhere. I don't know if it was in the Main Street group on Facebook or another Main Street group I'm part of, but it's a very easy project to R&D. So it's just a great project to do for Historic Preservation Month. And yes, the window clings are reusable. I haven't had them back up since 2024 because we've had other things going on in town, so we may do it again next year. But yes, the window clings are reusable. So that's all I have.
Awesome. Lauren, how do you store them when you take them down? Do you just roll them back up or?
Yeah, so the backing that comes off of it, you can put the backing back onto it. It'll adhere to it, and you can just roll them back up and put them into storage. So yeah, it's very easy.
Okay, cool. Does anybody have any questions for Lauren or Maggie about their activities or any Preservation Month activities they have coming up next month that they'd like to share with us and give some folks a few more ideas?
Yes, this is Mamie Moore. I want to know for the young lady that did the homes tour, how did you all identify the homes?
It was pretty much our HPC board members, whatever they thought would be good people to reach out to, but we also did a call for homes on our social media and posted flyers around town as a call for people who would be interested in showcasing their home. And then, like I said, direct outreach.
And I can add something on there about that too. I was with Tybee the very first year we did the trolley tour, and it wasn't just homes. We have a few city-owned buildings that were historic, on the historic register or in one of our national historic districts. So we started with those because we knew that it was going to be easy to get permission to go in there because the city owned the building. And then there were a few extras, but like Maggie said, by last year, it kind of has transitioned to mostly just private residences. So there's a new mix of properties on the tour every year.
Yes, we also, like Cassie said, we featured the Tybee Post Theater, which is our historic theater on Tybee, and then the Fresh Air Home, which is a summer camp for kids, and it's a very historic property as well. And then we did also tour the fire station, which was what the money was being raised for. So we had 5 homes and 3 public places.
Any more
Okay, thank you.
questions? No? Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen real quick and show everyone the social media kit that we put together for you guys to use, just to try and help out if you needed a low lift, preservation month activity. And we stayed with the America 250 theme. See, all right. Hopefully everybody can see my screen here. But we're calling the campaign America's Story Lives Downtown. So we made enough graphics where you can pop in your pictures right here and share a post once a week. This is a pretty low lift project you could do. I think somebody might be unmuted right now. Taking a phone call.
Let's see. About what time? I've got a lunch meeting at 12:30.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, so here's the rest of the post though. This one is for a legacy business, so we've called it Still Serving. So if you've got a business in your downtown that's been there for a long time, here's a spot to highlight them. We've got a hidden gem post. And all these make sure if you do decide to use this, make sure that you change out all of the filler text, because yes, I would be one to forget and leave ever since insert the year here. So just be mindful of that. And then like Lauren mentioned, that Vanishing Georgia Digital Archive picture library, I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick because there's thousands and thousands of pictures in here. You can go in here and type in your city or your county, and it has pictures of, all kinds of things that you can use. You can plug these pictures into this social media template, or you can make your own if you want. But there's, 1,700 pages of pictures of historic images from Georgia. So be sure to take advantage of this free resource also. And I'll throw the link for the Canva template in the chat, and I'll put it in the email that we send out afterwards. But yeah, everybody's so quiet this morning. Nobody has any preservation month activities going on that they want to share with us, give some other people some inspiration. Fernanda?
We're, I guess, joining forces with our local library systems, genealogy and local history director, and we're going to work with the newspaper to share some local history that's very downtown based. So kind of do not just a social media campaign, but also a print media campaign.
Awesome. Great idea. Rosemary? I was going to try to unmute you, but it won't let me. Okay. Well, if your microphone comes back on in a minute, just let us know. Ginger, what you got?
Good morning, Cassidy. This is Ginger and Tasha from the city of College Park, and we're going to let you know about our depot that's being renovated.
Yes, we have a new historical society and give me the word, conservancy. Yeah, conservancy. And so they just renovated the Historical Society office, and they're getting ready to renovate the depot and turn it into a visitor museum and a showcase center for the businesses.
That's great. Maybe throughout the month of May, you can share some progress pictures of that renovation and all that. I know social media is a low lift thing for people to do, especially if you got like a lower budget on a project or something. But I know once people see those construction signs starting, they get really interested in what's going on. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rosemary, it looks like you got unmuted.
I figured it out. This is our second year with our Main Street, which is very new. I'm doing historic preservation. So we have selected historic buildings downtown that have been several businesses, and we do a spread on our website, Facebook, and to the paper, and then we give them a plaque that talks about Main Street and the year it was founded, so that as people go through, they can say, oh, wow, you know, this is an older building and has meaning beyond just what it is now. And I like your little critter.
Thanks.
Hello there. Thank you.
Wendy?
Hey, I just wanted to say we've been working on a project since we started in October, refurbishing, kind of revitalizing the Mars Theater in downtown Lafayette. It only holds about 72 seats. So we didn't put in theater seating because the city's actually renting it from a private individual. But to see where it was in October to where it is now, and now we have concerts and we have different groups like book talks and things like that. They're renting it out. The DDA is renting the facility, and then people are renting from us. Then upstairs, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm like at a service thing. They also have upstairs an art gallery because the Mars Theater District is where we want to focus our arts initiatives in downtown. So we are trying to preserve, you know, part of the history at the Mars Theater. It is our last standing theater. Our other one was part of a building implosion that we had to do because it was unsafe about 8 years ago. So it's been amazing to see the community rally behind this renovation and this project, and I give them a sense of somewhere to go and something to do in downtown. And it's on the other side of the tracks, and it's in this whole little area where there's some amazing food, and we're really focusing on making, again, this area an arts district. So like this weekend, y'all, we have an Elvis impersonator who's from here in Lafayette. He sold out his whole show. So all 72 tickets have been sold out for about 2 weeks. And I wish it looked more like the historical theater seats. Our dream is to hand this over to a nonprofit agency at the conclusion of our 2-year lease. But at this point, we're just trying to figure it out. There's been a lot of processes in place, a lot of tears. I've had to change more marquee signs than I ever thought I would. My best volunteer in town, AKA my husband, he's had to help too. But it's really just been amazing to see how excited the community is about the renovation of the theater. And while I have just a second, I just want to say y'all are all amazing. And I have learned so much in my 2 3/4 of a year that I've been doing this now. But my last day is going to be May 2nd. And I haven't had a conversation with anybody really, except my boss and the people in my city. But I have loved this role and the transition from being an administrator, a principal in the school system, and working in education for 30 years, and how so many of those skills transform into this Main Street world. But you all are some of the most amazing, creative people. And I'm sorry you were hearing all this traffic, like at a car dealership. But y'all are amazing and inspiring, and this shop has been so much fun. And it really makes me sad to leave. But I'm so excited because my new role is that I'm going to be a GG. I'm already a GG, but we don't really know what they're going to call me. But I'm going to help keep my grandbaby. So I didn't mean to hijack this to say that, but y'all are amazing. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for putting up with all my questions when I've seen some of y'all. Y'all just inspired me from day 7 when I met a lot of you at the downtown conference in Canton. So thank you so much for being the amazing, creative human beings that you are. I treasure all that I've learned from all of you. I appreciate y'all.
Sorry, guys. Well, thank you, Wendy, for sharing all that information. And, we're going to definitely miss you on the Main Street side, but congratulations on your promotion to GG. I know that is super important, if not more important, So best wishes to you and your family and your transition out. And if there's anything that we can do, just let us know before you head out. Well, if nobody has any other preservation activities to share, I do want to give Tanya the floor because I see your shirt and I know that means that the Onion Festival is happening. So go ahead, Tanya, tell us all about it.
So I have to show you on my shirt because we're getting ready for a big weekend next weekend. It is our 49th Vidalia Onion Festival, and the Navy Blue Angels will be here for their 80th birthday next Friday. So we will be celebrating their 80th birthday, and we have a really cool concert Friday night downtown. The lead headlining artist is Ashley McBride. And then on Saturday and Sunday, the Blue Angels, as well as some other acts, will be performing at our airport. So if you guys want to come on down, it's a lot of fun. So these are not Blue Angels on my shirt, but they're sparkly and cute. So, but we have what we call our little business after hours. We call it the 505. And so we have a 505 today at the airport. So I had to wear my airplane shirt. So, but yeah, come see us in the Sweet Onion City. Grab your Vidalia onions while you're here and come join the fun.
Awesome. Yeah, your shirt is perfect.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any special events or good news from their communities that they want to share? If you've been following our Facebook, you may have seen that I've been sharing this new segment called the Main Street Buzz. And as I see you guys posting on your Facebook pages or your LinkedIn or your personal Facebooks, wherever I find your information at, with good news, or if I get a press release, I've been putting that onto our website on the news section and then sharing that out on social media because we want everybody to know all the fun things that y'all are doing in your communities, like the new businesses that are coming to Albany or the DDRLF project happening in Vidalia. So now is your chance to share some of those stories so I can follow up with you later on it, or send me an email or a text or whatever with information about what you want shared, because I'm always looking for ways to spotlight all the great things that y'all are doing. And you may have also seen yesterday that we shared our scorecard for our impact numbers for 2025, and we hit $1 billion in public-private investment. That's billion with a B, over $1 billion for the state. And I wasn't in Tulsa, but I know that during one of the opening sessions, Aaron Barnes gave us a shout out for hitting that milestone as a state in front of everyone who was attending the Main Street Now conference. So that's huge. And over the next few weeks, I'll be sharing 1 billion reasons why Main Street matters, all on our social media and with local media partners around the state. So whenever you see those things, please share. I know a bunch of y'all shared our scorecard yesterday, but every week I'm going to highlight a different stat that is the numbers that we collect from the communities. So when you see that, please make sure that you share it. But yeah, anybody got any special events coming up this weekend, or just any good news, questions they want to share? Bethany?
Hey y'all,
David.
I know that everybody on the Facebook Main Street group was everybody's asking about banners, and I don't know if I can share. I don't think I can share my screen because I've got an old computer. Anyway, I will send y'all our Blackshear banners that I had our guy make here in town, and they are so cute, y'all. And they are for the semi-quincentennial event, like the 250th celebration that's coming up. And anyway, I wish I could show you my screen. I'll work on it, but it's really cute. We also have Beats and Eats on May 1st. We've got 20 Ride, which is the Zach Brown tribute band coming. Beats and Eats food trucks in Blackshear. If you guys are down this way, maybe it'll be fun. I'm going to Vidalia next week, so.
Heather, what you got?
Okay, so we for Second Saturday, we this past week we launched a new marketing kind of promotional item where everybody has Second Saturday door hangers. So I was able to get custom door hangers created by DK Designs in Forsyth. I have a ton of them at my house, but Kim's amazing, and she was able to create us custom Second Saturday door hanger. So now all the participating businesses have a door hanger so that you know who's participating. I really wanted to do flags. So I thought it would be so cool to see all the flags as you drive by, but that was going to require easements and all kind of stuff. So we decided to go door hanger. So we were excited about that. But also this weekend, we have the food truck flying at the airport, which is where I'm at. That's why I'm in this room with airport stuff behind me. But we had last year over 8,000 people come with food trucks, a band, a DJ, kid activities. So it's a huge weekend. People fly their planes here from all over the state for the fly-in every year. And that's how we kick off Georgia Cities Week. And then next week for Georgia Cities Week, we have 2 events in the downtown. One I'm super excited about is a groundbreaking for a train-themed downtown playground. And then we're gonna, in conjunction with the playground, we're gonna have a train viewing porch on the back of our welcome center. So we're super excited about that. And then we're doing a day at the archives with our planning and development to help with our comp plan. So lots of fun stuff happening for Georgia Cities Week in Griffin.
Awesome. Yeah, I know Tifton, I saw they shared a whole list of things they're doing for Georgia Cities Week. Douglasville, I think I saw theirs yesterday. So everybody's got some great activities going on. When I see that stuff, I try to put it in the Facebook group to give y'all some ideas of things that you could do, or if you need to take a little field trip somewhere. I know we love field trips to our other communities, so any opportunity to do that. Any more festivals coming up that anybody wants to shout out? I know Rosie in Clarksville, I'm going to put you on the spot because I know you've been working hard on your Mount Laurel Festival. You want to give everybody a sneak peek of what they can expect. I think that's coming up in a few weeks, right? Sometime in May.
Yeah, it is. So it's May 16th, so we're a month away. And this is our 64th year. So we're very excited about that. It's one of the oldest running mountain festivals in our area, outdoor festivals. So we always have a big crowd. This is our biggest event of the year. We have over 100 true arts and crafts vendors in our downtown area. We'll have food, we'll have music, and it's just a great time. We have a lot of tradition, and this is a really heartfelt, loved event for our community. So we're really pushing for the home of the Mountain Laurel, and this is just an exciting, busy time for us in Clarksville.
Thank you for that impromptu shout out. And also, I am so glad that you just put in the chat about your Dolly Parton event going on. I saw that on Facebook the other day and was like, I have to be there. And that reminded me that Main Street America has their America 250 map. I know I've plugged it on Facebook a few times, and they've been plugging it all over the conference and their social media, but it is this interactive map that they have that they want communities across the country to be sharing stories from their downtown. And there's already a few, I think maybe 12 for the state of Georgia. And Dolly Parton getting married in Ringgold was the first one that I saw on there. So I've taken all the stories so far and put them into social media posts for our page. So I've added, like, if it's so example, the Dolly Parton post, I've added Ringgold as a collaborator on the post. So when you get that invite, when it posts, just make sure you accept it. But there was the first Coca-Cola sign in Cartersville. We've got all the poultry capital of the world in Gainesville. I don't know if Nicole's on here because she's coming back from Tulsa right now, but there's some really great stories. I think Glenda had to hop off, but they had a story from Dublin on there. So I'll put that in the recap link also. So you can submit your stories in there too, because Main Street America is also sharing that in conjunction with what we're doing. But yeah, all right. Well, I'll give y'all your 9 minutes back. If we've got someone else with their hand. Miss Moore, you want to share something with us?
Yes, ma'am. I was a little hesitant because I was listening. This is my first time being with you all, and I'm very, very grateful to be here. But I thought I should share this. I think it's significant. Our MLK Main Street became an additional Atlanta Streets Alive. I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but we are now part of that whole Atlanta a system of shutting down the streets. And so we had on the 22nd of March, the shutdown of MLK from the Beltline all the way to Broad Street. It's a 2-mile run. And there, I Googled to see what participation was, and they said there were tens of thousands of people that walked, biked, ran, push baby carriages. So I thought I would share that. It seems that that's part of what you all are contributing to the growth of Main Street. Also, we are scheduled to have another Streets Alive shut down as part of the big soccer tournament in June. So I will keep you, Cassidy, I will keep you all posted on that. But I think that's the big thing that has happened with us in this past 30 days. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Absolutely. I think that Hapeville and Swanee are also part of that that light movement or project that you're talking about. So yes, thank you for sharing that for sure. All right, guys. Well, all these great events are in the chat. So before you log off, check those out. Lots of big festivals coming up in the next few weeks around the state. And I just want to thank all of y'all for logging on this morning and learning a little bit about historic preservation activities and sharing all your great news. And I'll stick around for a few minutes afterwards if anybody's got anything they want to talk to me or share with my co-workers back in the office. But yeah, otherwise have a great day, and I will be seeing y'all soon.